So in this video, I'm going to create a PhotoSite application using Ruby on Rails. And in the next upcoming paths, I'm going to deploy it in both Docker and AWS cloud. So initially, we have to create a project by going to File, New Project. But I've already created a file, so I'm not going to create this particular step. So after this, initially I've created three models, uh, namely comment, photo, and users. So which we'll be using in this particular project. So to create these models, we have to go to tools, run Rails generator, and then you can just try searching for model, and then you find it over there, and then you can just give whatever name you want and then click on OK. But I have already created these three things, so we do have all this right here. So after this particular step, let me open database, DB, and then migrate. So after creating these models, so I'll be have created these three files as well for all the three things. So these three files, it just gives the data in a tabular format. So it will be easy for us in a readable perspective. So right after this, I've created one more migration file, data migration file. So where the data has been provided. So we have all this information right here. So like we need some images for this particular project. So I have all those images in the assets, and there was a folder called images. So I have all those images right here in the assets and image folder. So, like we just want to see how the data looks like. So for that, we just go to tools and then run rig task. And then right here, if you see rig db migrate. So you can choose this one. So we do this to migrate the tabular data. So I've done this already. So right after this, if you want to check if the data, like if the tables are clear or something, you can just go to view and then tools windows, and right here you can just see the database. So right here, like you can see the photos, the comments, and then users as well. So if you want to open anything, let me scroll this, just click on this, and then you can just see the data of users right here. If you want to see photos, you can have all the data right here. And if you open the comments, you will see the data here as well. So right after this, I want to create two controllers. So one for photo and one for user. So to create controller, like the same thing, just go to tools and Rails generator, and then just go to controller and then give the proper naming for it. So I've already created these two controllers right here. So after this, I've created two files in the views, in the photo and user. So index.html.dip files. So like these two files have all the HTML and CSS code. So that helps for the website to look in a better way. So after creating these things, So there's a router file as well. So we have the router file right here in the config. So I've got this code snippet in the router file. So yeah, so let me close this database and let me start running this. So if you see, I've started running the project. So let's give it a second. So it's gonna pop up the Chrome. So it's right here. So if you see the site, right? So you can see the Justin. If I just click on this link, I'm just getting his details, his photos and comments and everything. I can get back and click on Paris and I get her details, Megan. So I can check all the details of all the 6 IDs right here. So it seems like it's working. So this is where we are. So we can try to give local host as well and just try to see if this is working. So yeah, it's working. I can try to give photo index 1. So even this is working fine. Let me try to change the number to 3. So if this was giving all the data for me. So it seems like it's working. So this is how we have to do PhotoSite application using Ruby on Rails. Thank you. So in this part, I'm gonna deploy the application, PhotoSite application on Docker. So let me open my Chrome. Let me log into my Docker account. So we have to create an account for this. So I already have one. So I just logged into my account. So right after logging into this, we need to create a repository for this. So I'm gonna click on create repository. So right here, this is my user and I have few details which I have stored in my notepad. So this is my username, which I could see right here. And repository, I have this name. So let me copy and try to paste over here. So description is like optional. If you want to add something, we can add or just leave it and just let it be public and just click on create. Okay, looks like the one with this name already exists. So let me try to give Docker 1. Yeah. So you're able to create the Docker. So I think, so now we have the Docker created, I mean the repository created in the Docker Hub. So let me get back to the IDE. So I have Docker ignore. Docker file, Docker compose for ML, and like email, everything like all these doc files already placed uh, right here. So the next step is we're gonna run quite a few commands uh, to have this sorted. So I have all the commands right here in my notepad file. So let me run one by one. So we're gonna have this deployed into the Docker. So let me copy and paste the first command. Compute. Let me close this. So let me paste the command right here. So let me paste the command and just click on enter. It can take some time to run this command. So if you see it was still running. So let's give it a second. It was running all the files. Now let's try to copy the second command. Then try to paste here. And we can click on enter. So it was successful. So if you want to stop it, you can just click on Control C, and sometimes it doesn't work, and then you can just right click on this, and then you can just click on close session as well. So now let's go and try. Okay, just give me a second. I think I've missed push command right here. Okay, I think I've missed one command, so I have my command right now. So the Docker push, PhotoSite tag, and everything. I copied and paste here and click on enter. It's gonna take some time because you're pushing the repository. So as you see right here, like it's running, and let's give it a moment. In the meantime, maybe I can just go and just copy the next command. Yeah, so I think it was done now. And let me paste the next command, which we already copied. And just click on enter again. So it's running. If you could see the command, like the thing here. Yeah, looks like this is done. So now let's run the next command, docker compose run. Let me copy this and try to paste here. Click on enter. It's gonna take some time again. So this command is done. So let's move to the last command, docker compose up. I copied there and I'm trying to paste this. Try to so it has successfully done. So let's go to local host. And, and you can see all the names and list everything here, the local host. So I think the thing with Docker worked. So let's try to click on this and we can see all the details of Justin and the comments and everything. And we can try to change the number as well, maybe 4. If I click on enter, that works. Let's try to give 6. That works. So if I go to Docker Hub, if I just try to refresh this, you can see we pushed it just 6 minutes ago. So that means we can see the operation has done a few minutes ago, and we are using this one for this particular project. So you can check this in Docker desktop version as well. If I click on Docker desktop, so if I go to images, if I go to remote repositories, so I could see the PhotoSite Docker one right here, which was last pushed 9 minutes ago. So even this is an approach that we can check when we have done this push and everything. And that's it. I think we have deployed a certified application using a Docker version. Uh, that's it for this video. So in this particular part, so we are going to deploy the application on AWS. So before heading to that direction, we have to make a small change. So if you go to open your IDE, there's a views and there's an index.html or DIB file under the photos. So we have to change the path of this. It's a local path before. So we have to change that path. So this right here. So let me copy this and let me try to paste it here. Okay. So right after changing this particular part, we have to push this change. So I'm trying to push the change with this particular command. So let's give it some time. Okay, looks like it has done its that. So let's head over to Docker Hub and to just see if this has a reflection over here. Yes. So if you see here, it was a few seconds ago, which means that the change was pushed to this particular Docker. So right after this, let's head over to aws.amazon. So to coming to this, we need to sign into the console. Okay, let me log out and sign into it again. Okay, so it should be a root user. So let me give my email address. Then capture. Okay. Change. Let me try it again. Okay, let me give my password. So right after this, so we are logged in into the AWS management console. So right over here, let me search for EC2 and then choose this. So we get this particular page. If you go to instances, we don't see any instances right now. So let's try to click on and launch instances. So we have a lot of options right here, but let me choose the first one, which is a free trial eligible. So you can select this one, click on select. Let's observe to this particular page. So this is the only one which is, I think, you're eligible. So let's keep it that way and then click on next configuration and details. And I think we can skip this part as well. We have nothing to do right here. So we are using the default things right here as well. Click on next, next again. And then okay, it's HTTP 22. So it must be anywhere. And click on add rule. So we'll add one more row over here. It must be TCP and it must be 3000, the local host one, and it must be anywhere. So after doing this, Let me check once everything. So we're done with this, and then just click on review and launch. Okay, so just have a look like what all the things we have done. So we could see everything right here. If it looks everything okay, then click on launch. So once we click on the launch, if you have an already existing key page, you can choose that, but I don't have anything, so I'm just creating a new page. And I can give the name maybe PhotoSite key click key page. I'm just downloading that key page. So the key page file has been downloaded. So let me move this to my project folder. We have to use this. Let me create a folder here and then let me try to paste it here. So right after this, let's get back to here and then just try to click on launch instance. So you can see the launch status right here. Your instances are now launching. And then you can just click on view instances. Let me try to refresh this again. Looks like it's gonna take some time, so initializing still. Let me refresh again. Yes, it looks like the instance state is running right now. So now we have to convert the file which we have downloaded before, the PEM file, to PPK file, like using Putigen. So I've installed this Putty and Putigen right before this. So just try to click on Putty and let me search for Putty. Just click on Putty. So try to click load here, and I have my phone. So click on files, this one, and click on open, click on OK. So we get all the details like this, and then we can just save. Click on our save private key, and then click on yes. So I'll just save it in the same folder. Let me have some name, like maybe the same name. Okay. PPK. So let's see. Let me check if that has saved. Yeah. So we do have two files right here. Now let's get back to Amazon Web Services again. So right here, you can see an option called Elastic IPs. Right now, I don't have anything here. So let me try to create one. So once I click on that particular button, let me try to allocate. So I could see there was one IP address created in my Amazon Web Services. So I can just click on this link to get all the details about this. So after this, let me click on this associate elastic IP address. So right here, when I hover my mouse, I could see there was a running instance already. So I'll just click on that and then just click on associate. So, so we got an IP address and everything. So the next step is gonna be we are logging into EC2 instance using the, so let me open the and there was a field called host name. So right in the Amazon, if I go and click on instances and then click on this one, so I see an IP address over here. I'll just copy this and go to Putty and try to paste it here. So with the port number, it's going to be 22. So right after this, let's go to data and let's try to give an auto login username or maybe EC2 user. So once we have done this, let's expand SSH and then go to authorization and click here for browse. So now we have saved the file before. We have to go to the folder and we have to choose this PPT file. So click on open. So once we have done all these particular steps, try to click on open. So we get a prompt like this. So give it a few seconds. We are connecting. Using this one, give it a few seconds where it's gonna take some time to run. So I've stopped it again and then I have tried it again. So it is connected now. So it was successfully connected to the server. So as we have successfully connected, so our next step is to create a bucket. So let's go back to Amazon Web Services and then try to search for S3. Click on this S3. So we find an option called create buckets right here. So let's click on create bucket. So we can give some name. So let me give photo site bucket. And right after this, let's scroll down. We have to uncheck this block all public access. So we have to disable this. And after that, let's scroll down again. So I have to check this. I acknowledge the current settings. That's it. Just leave it right here. Let me create bucket. Okay. So looks like there's an already bucket with this particular name. Let me try to give one and create bucket. Yeah. So we have created the bucket. So the next step is, so after we have created the bucket, so we have to load the images to this bucket. So I've just clicked on the bucket and then try to click on upload. So right after this, click on add files. So I have my path already, so not this one. So let me try to go to that path. So in the sets and the images, so we have all the images right here. So let me select all except this one, and then let me open this. So we have this, and then you can click on upload. So it's going to take some time to upload the photos. There you go. So we have uploaded all the images in the bucket. So right after this, let's go to imagine three buckets. So and we have all the buckets right here. So we have to give some permissions to this bucket. So for that, we have to click on this, and then we have to click on this permissions. So after this, scroll down. So in the bucket policy, click on edit. So you get to a page like this. Then click on policy generator. So you get a page in a separate tab. So right here, just choose S3 bucket policy in the drop down. Let effect be allow. So principal, or you can just give asterisk. You can give asterisk and Amazon S3, and the actions gonna be it's get object and put object. So let me search get object and put object. So right after choosing the two actions, so there's an Amazon resource name ARN. So for this, we have to get back to this particular page. So where you find this one. So let me copy this and get back to this page and try to paste it. So after pasting this, so I have to add a slash and then asterisk. So like which is mandate. So after this, I'm gonna just click on add statement. So once I click on this, so you get something like this. So once you get this, you can just click on generate policy. So this one will give you some code. So just try to copy this and close this one. and you can just close this tab as well and try to paste the code which we got from there here. So once you have the code pasted, so you can just scroll down and click on Save Changes. So once you have done this, so you get a successful message like this, and you can see that the PhotoSite package is publicly accessible. So because we have given some permissions to it, only then it was able to publicly accessible. So now let's get back to this command prompt, and we have quite a few commands to run again. So let me copy this and try to paste here. Let's try to copy again. So let me try again, copy. Yeah, I think it was pasted now. Just pasted twice. So let me delete and then click on enter. Okay. So after this, we have given this command. So it was taking some time to run the code. So we can see it was completed. So let me try and give the third command, Control C, and then it's gonna be. So just paste it twice. So let me remove this and then click on start. Let's give it a few seconds. So, and then let's run the last command, which was right here. Let me copy and paste this. Okay, looks like it hasn't pasted. So let me try to. Okay, let me check. Okay, so let's click on enter. So let's give it a few seconds. So it's gonna run. So it looks like it is completed. So now we have deployed our application in database, AWS. So we can try to see if that is working properly or not. So in instances, so we do have the public IP address over here. Just copy this. Let's try to paste here. And then let's try to see if it's working. Yes. So we have got our page. So let me see if it's working properly. So I click on Justin. I'm getting the Justin images. If I click on Paris, yes, it's giving me the correct response. If I click on Megan, yes, again, Black, yes, Santa, yes, and John. So it's working perfectly fine. So we can use this particular IP address and then we can try to browse the same thing in a mobile or a different browser. So that works. So by this, I think we have successfully deployed the application in AWS. So yeah, that's it. So once we have done with this, so I'll get back to the AWS portal and then I can just stop everything because it's a free account. So by this, we have successfully deployed and done all the paths for this particular project. Thank you.